you are going to get all of today's content loud and clear. So I'm hoping that each and every one of you are hearing me now. So let me hear from you if you can hear me. I know we are already live on Facebook. We are already live on Instagram. We are live on Twitch, Periscope, you name it. We're live everywhere. So thank you guys for tuning in. And I want to make sure you will get everything, and I do mean everything that you are entitled to. So thank you again. Let's see who we got here. Jarvis, thank you for being on the broadcast. All of my Facebookites, thank you guys for being on the broadcast. Steven, thank you for being on the broadcast as well. And we will begin in approximately 30 seconds. Jarvis, thank you for being on the broadcast. All of my Facebookites, thank you guys for being on. So we've just basically turned off the microphone and we are good to go. 15 seconds and counting down. We've got all those questions. By the way, if you want to submit questions to the broadcast, get your REI questions answered, don't hesitate to head on over to Charles at realdealmeetup.com. That's Charles at realdealmeetup.com to get all of your questions answered. Jeanette, thank you for being on the broadcast. And I apologize for that title. It looked like there's a mistake in the title. Today is actually June the 11th. And I am so glad to have so many of you on this broadcast. It's been a while since I've actually done a Facebook Live. Been on vacation, all of that good stuff. My wife took me away for my birthday. I've given you guys a lot of birthday presents. If you've got those birthday presents for me, if you already have yours, don't forget to go ahead and heart it up. I want to see those hearts and all those loves from you guys. So if you've gotten your birthday present, make sure you go ahead and heart it up. Earl Scott, welcome to the broadcast. So, as I mentioned, welcome. Let's go ahead and get your questions answered. Remember, as always, if you have any, and I do mean any questions that you want to submit to this broadcast, we are live in effect. Make sure you go ahead and submit it right in the comment section below. Let's see, we got a couple of people. We got Minion on Instagram. We also have Mr. Wells on Instagram, Wells Legacy Group on Instagram. Thank you for hearting it up. Thank you for liking it up. I appreciate, guys, all the love. We got all your questions here. Don't forget to go ahead and add your questions to the comment section. If you want to get live and ask your questions on the actual broadcast, you can do so by putting it in the comments below, or you can send me your questions by way of email at Charles at realdealmeetup.com. So, with that being said, let's go ahead with the first question. Or should I say, let's go ahead and give you guys some more information. First and foremost, I want to let you guys know exactly what events we have coming up. We have the Baltimore REI Network Mixer coming up on June the 20th. That's Wednesday at the Lord Baltimore Hotel. Don't forget to check us out at the Lord Baltimore Hotel. It's an REI mixer for the entire real estate community in the Maryland, D.C., Virginia region. You guys will be blown away with the actual individuals that is going to be at this event. We have all of the best wholesalers, rehabbers, landlords. You're talking about individuals that are lenders, just networking. There's no type of pitch. There's no type of sales or of any kind. It's pure networking on the 19th floor of the Lord Baltimore Hotel, and that will be on June the 20th. It's a Thursday, June the 20th at 6:30 p.m. Next, we also have the Real Deal Meetup. That's coming up on June the 22nd. So don't forget to tune in June the 22nd for the Real Deal Meetup, always the fourth Saturday of every month. If for those of you who don't know, the Real Deal Meetup is the second largest real estate investing meetup in the nation. That's right. That's right. That's right. We are number 2 and soon to be number 1. Last but not least, we have the Real Meals and Deals. That event is going to be, as you already know, it will be on July the 20th, or should I say July the 3rd. That will be the Real Meals and Deals. So let's go ahead and get you back on the actual broadcast with the thing in regards to an issue in the actual broadcast with Instagram. Let's go back live on Instagram. We are currently having a little technical difficulty on the Instagram network, and hopefully we can get this thing back up and running again. Now, first question for the questions that I know you guys have. And Lenny, welcome to the broadcast, my friend. The first question that came up for today is, how do you find a good virtual assistant? And that's a very, very, very good question, Lenny. Now, let me be the first person to tell you, there's a number of ways in which you can find virtual assistants. Toyin, welcome to the broadcast. I appreciate you being on this broadcast. Also, Minion, welcome to the broadcast. We had some issues with the actual system inside of Instagram. So all of my Instagrammers, come on over to Facebook. If you can hear me loud and clear, we'll get everything up and running inside of Facebook. Now, as I mentioned earlier, all these different strategies will work. And the best part about working with virtual assistants is that they are your lifeblood to what we call streamlining your day. And the question that was asked of me is, Charles, what's the best way to find virtual assistants? Now, there's a number of ways. You can go to the typical websites. And what I mean by the typical virtual websites, I'm talking about, you can check out Fiverr.com. You can go to sites like Upwork. You can go to sites like getacoder.com, 99 Designs, and so on. Each one of these sites have a different purpose to them. And what I mean by that is they all have a different way in which you interact with the VAs. Some of them allow you to email the VA, some of them won't. Like Fiverr, you can only speak inside of their communication network. Some of them allow you to actually take the person off of that account and bring them to something like a Skype. So the best part is knowing before you work with the VA exactly what you want that VA to do. Desmond Guy, welcome to the broadcast, my friend. Heart it up, like it up, share it out. So, like I mentioned, the key to your success is knowing exactly what you want that virtual assistant to do at the beginning of your process, at the beginning of working with that person. And here's what I mean by that. You want to have all your actual standard operating procedures, all of your actual tools that you want that virtual assistant already laid out. And I mean laid out so that you can easily instruct that virtual assistant in what you want them to do. Now, keep in mind, there's literally 2 types of virtual assistants. Gerard, welcome to the broadcast, my friend. Thank you for the likes. Desmond, like it up, my friend. Minion, like it up. Thank you, my friend. Toyin, welcome to the broadcast. Don't forget, ask those questions. I'm really looking forward to your real estate questions. So going back to what the questions mentioned, which is how to find a good virtual assistant. You have to really understand there is 2 types of virtual assistants. One of which is the ones that are already trained, and one of which is the others that are not trained at all. Now, of course, the ones that are trained is going to cost you a little bit more than the ones that are not trained. So when you hear numbers of paying a virtual assistant $2 an hour, $3 an hour, $4 an hour, for the most part, those virtual assistants are not already trained. They may have some what you would call minor skills and some certain things that you want them to do. But I wouldn't consider them as a highly skilled person at that $2, $3, maybe even $4 an hour level. But remember, the product of that virtual assistant's success is all about what you have in place to educate that low hanging fruit or that virtual assistant that is at that low dollar amount. And that's why it's important that I believe that you as the investor, as the business owner, should be doing the strategy that you want that virtual assistant to do first before, and I mean this, I'm gonna say this again, before you assign it over to a virtual assistant.
You can't handle the truth.
That's the key. That's the truth. You should be doing it first. Then you should be basically breaking down that process, creating a standard operating procedure of how that process should be done. And then you should be flipping it over to your virtual assistant to do. That's the best way to, one, create a standing operating procedure for your business. Two, also, and here's the key point, also get you up to speed and knowing if the actual process was done right. Because if you have never done it yourself, so how can you measure the success of someone else doing it? There's no way in hell you'll be able to do that. And that's how most investors get ripped off from working with virtual assistants, because they have no inkling of what that virtual assistant's supposed to have done and how to measure the success of that actual task. Now, when working with someone that is already trained, someone that is already at that level where they know what they're doing, it's still a good idea for you to have done it already as well. But however, it doesn't have to be in a detail as if you have never done it before. So when you have a trained virtual assistant, expect to pay a good dollar amount. Now, what do I consider a good dollar amount? For example, the virtual assistants that do our cold calling for us and our business and my social media managers and so on pay anywhere between $5 an hour up to $8 an hour. My cold call person, we're paying $5 an hour, including cold calling, and that's at 20 hours per week. And then also we have another one, 2 at 20 hours per week. Now, keep this in mind that there is so many different things out there. People selling programs on working with virtual assistants, people selling you working with virtual assistants. And I'm not saying that one is better than the other, but I prefer to have that person trained in my business process and the way I do business, as opposed to having that person have general knowledge. I hope that answered your question, Michael. Thank you for the question. Desmond asked a question, and he's on Facebook. Desmond asks, if I may, Charles, if you had a wholesale budget of $200 per month, what would be your essential marketing strategies? Desmond, that's a great question. As a matter of fact, I actually have a YouTube video on YouTube. Just check out my YouTube channel at Blair 109, and I have a video that talks about best marketing strategies that you can execute with a shoestring budget of $400 a month or less. But I'll still tackle your question in regards to $200 a month. First thing first, I would definitely make sure I'm heavy on the driving for dollar side. And what I mean by that, I'm going to spend at least $50 to $75 a month on my budget for driving for dollars so that I can drive the neighborhoods and look for opportunities, look for deals. Now, you only got $200. That leaves you with $125 left. Now, when I find these opportunities, I'm going to do this. I'm going to take what I call my prime driving for dollars method, and I'm going to execute it. And here's what that method looks like. Exactly. That method is this. 1, I drive the neighborhoods. 2, I identify the property. 3, I knock on the property door and see if the owner still lives there. If the owner still lives there, I'm going to go ahead and approach that owner, and I'm going to say the following. Hello, Mr. Owner. My company, Chucky Pays, is looking to buy at least 3 to 5 houses in your neighborhood this month. Is there anyone that you know is interested in selling their property? And if the owner says no, I'm going to next say, well, would you happen to be interested in selling your property? Stop. Now, there's a reason why I did it that way. There's a very good reason why I did it that way. One, you do not want that owner, when you're driving for dollars and you find that property, you do not want that owner to think that you're targeting them. So that's the reason why I gave the pitch that I gave. Two, I'm also bringing that owner into my system to see if I can use them as a house hunter as well. Do you happen to know anyone else in the neighborhood who's interested in selling? And then I'm going to hand them my business card that tell them that we pay X amount of dollars for house information. So that one strategy is the strategy that I would do first. I would execute it that exact way, Desmond, the exact way I just told you. Now, while I'm driving that neighborhood, I would not only knock on that house that I said is a good driving for dollar deal type of house, I would also knock on the neighbor's house in that block. If that person doesn't live there, knocking on the neighbor's house may give you indications as to where that person is at. Then I'm going to also give those neighbors my pitch that I just gave you. So driving for dollars would be one strategy. Two, I would also buy $500 worth of 500 business cards from a company like Vistaprint and get those business cards. And then I would join the top 10 meetup groups on meetup.com, the top 10 Facebook real estate investing groups on facebook.com, and I would go to at least 2 to 5 meetings per month, as well as REIA groups as well. And with those actual cards, I'm going to give them out to everybody. I'm going to let everybody know that I'm looking to joint venture. I'm looking for deals. I'm looking for opportunities. So when I'm driving the neighborhoods, I'm going to give those cards out to everyone. When I'm actually at the meetups, I'm going to give those cards out to everyone. I'm going to be blasting out to everyone that I'm looking for opportunities. So now I have somewhere around $160, $140 left. With that $140, I'm going to do two other things. One, I'm going to skip trace all the actual opportunities I come up with where I can't find the individuals that I looked for when I did my driving for dollars. I'm going to also execute, and this is a very strong two strategies. One, since I know you, Desmond, and I know you're in Maryland, I'm going to execute the probate strategy where I go to the courthouse and I pull my probate list, and I'm going to also execute the rental strategy where I go to the courthouse and I pull my strategy, my actual list of landlords that have been filed for eviction, and I'm going to contact those individuals. So I just gave you 4 to 5 different marketing strategies that work with a budget of $200 or less. The key, Desmond, is execution. That's where most investors fail. They fail in writing down the process. And here's what I mean by writing down the process. You should, at any given time, know at any hour, at any day, exactly what you have planned for that day. So one recommendation I highly recommend to everybody that's on this live broadcast is to start implementing, if you are at the beginning level or at the medium level. Put together a calendar of your daily tasks and activities, and you can use a free tool like Google Calendar to do this. Mark down what you're doing on Mondays, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. If you're off on Sunday, fine. You don't have to be. But mark down everything that you're doing in your business every day of the week, and make sure that the hours that you have marked down for your business is given to your damn business and not anything else. And here's what I mean for that. No watching Power, no watching Game of Thrones, even though it's off air now. None of that crap. During your business hours as a real estate investor, you should be doing real estate tasks that's going to give you the actual profits that you deserve. Remember the formula. Action plus offers equal profit. So your hours as a real estate investor should be fully committed to doing the action that's going to allow you to make offers, that's going to allow you to make the profits in your business. Nothing more. So put all the other distractions aside. Put the Facebook down. Put Meetup down. Put all that other crap down and do what you need in your business to be successful. And if you mark it down, if you actually create a calendar of your daily, weekly, monthly task and you follow it, if you follow it on a regular basis, consistency, every month, you will find success. Instagram, I'm glad you guys are back up. Let's see who is on the actual broadcast. Desmond, I hope that answered your question. If it did, heart it up, my man. Let me hear from you. Let's see. We got Eddie J on the broadcast. Tony, welcome to the broadcast. My man Rodney Penn, welcome to the broadcast. We got Big Broad, welcome to the broadcast. Man, we got a lot of you guys on Instagram right now. Let's see who else. Thank you. Hello, back to you. Beazel, welcome to the broadcast. Lamb, welcome to the broadcast. Don't forget, all my followers on Instagram, leave those questions. I want to hear from you what questions, what concerns you have in your business that we can get answered today. Let's see, do we have anyone else on here with any questions? A question came from James. Can you explain the BRRR strategy? Exactly what is it? And it's a strategy that isn't new. In fact, most people call it bruh. As a matter of fact, all it means is buy, repair, rent, refi. Buy, repair, rent, refi. That's all it means. That's all it means. Now, the beauty of that strategy. Remember, there are people out there that's saying this is the latest and greatest thing to real estate investing that has ever hit real estate. No, it's not. It's been around for years. All it is buying and holding. But as a marketer, I can respect a person with a good marketing strategy. I can respect a good marketing plan. So, the key to the buy and hold or buy, repair, rehab, a rent and refi strategy is buying it right. You have to buy the deal at a right price in order to make it work.
Can you dig it?
Now, the question is, well, what is the right price? In my book, with my portfolio of properties that we own, the right price for me is being all in. Listen to what I just said. Being all in on the deal at 70 cents on the dollar or less. Now, is there a little fluctuation in that? Yes. Yeah, Rodney, I can go as high as 75 cents on the dollar depending on the property. Now, here's the reason why I use that equation. Because I like to buy properties that I'm buying and holding that are, one, have equity in them. That's the 25%. And two, that is also cash flowing where I'm making a minimum of $250 per door. Now, the good part and the best part about our market, my hometown, Baltimore, is that there's plenty of opportunities that fit that criteria. 70 to 75 cents on the dollar all in with equity. $250 worth of cash flow per month or more per door. Now, I'm talking positive cash flow. There's a difference between cash flow and positive cash flow. Cash flow is cash flow where you have not taken out your expenses, you have not taken out your debt rate, you have not taken out all the things you need to take out to see what you're going to have to put in that pocket. That's just cash flow. Positive cash flow, you've subtracted all your expenses. You've subtracted all of your actual repairs, your actual rental, property management, vacancy. You've subtracted all these expenses. And the dollar amount that you are putting in your pocket, that, my friend, is the positive cash flow that I'm referring to. Comella, welcome to the broadcast. Phil, welcome to the broadcast. Remember, guys, if you have any questions at all, and I do mean any questions at all, do not hesitate to leave those questions right here below. I am so looking forward to answering your questions on this broadcast. Now, as I mentioned, there's going to be plenty of opportunities for you in the Baltimore City, Baltimore County area to find these types of deals. So when you say the BRRRR strategy, or the BRRRR, I love saying that name, the BRRRR strategy, you're talking about buy, repair, rent, and refi. And the ideal way of doing that is buying it low with equity and getting it good enough where you have at least a good cash flow, whatever dollar amount cash flow you're looking at. That's really pretty much the strategy that they're referring to. Now, how you do it, it's a product of finding the best deal, finding the best opportunities that meet those numbers. I'm looking for properties that generally don't need a full rehab. All of my buy and holds have to be lead free, no lead in them whatsoever. I'm putting, for the most part, I'm using subsidized housing tenants on the majority of all of my actual rentals. So there's a lot of things that I'm going to put into play once I identify that property. I'm looking for the better neighborhoods. I'm looking for the neighborhoods of the value of 130 to 180. Those are what I call the nice bread and butter townhouse neighborhoods in Baltimore City, Baltimore County. So those are the intricacies that I'm looking for when I'm looking for the BRRRR strategy. But that's pretty much it. But that's a fantastic question. Thank you, James, for that question. Let's see. I think we have a question on Instagram from Big Brass. Big Brass says, a realtor tell me that it's nothing wrong with buying a property with no equity. The question is, there was a realtor that told my man that there was nothing wrong with buying a property with no equity. Well, truth be told, they are kind of correct. And here's what I mean by that. You can buy a property with no equity and you can make it cash flow. You could take it over and rent it out, or you could buy it with no equity. And I've used the word buy loosely because to me, buy doesn't necessarily mean get a loan or put a new instrument on that property to buy it. Buy in my transaction engineer mind also means control. So I want you to start thinking like a transaction engineer. Forget about buying everything. Pretty soon it's going to be hard, and I do believe that there will be a time coming soon that there will be hard to get money to buy. And those that know how to transaction engineer your way through real estate will be the king of the hill. Now, let me get off of that tangent. Now, what I'm still trying to say is that, yes, you can take over or buy properties with no equity and create multiple strategies and multiple ways in which you can create cash flow. For example, if you're not taking it over, you can basically do tenant placement. You can also do master leasing. You can also do rent to own, and you could also take it over and rent it out. So I'm not contradicting what the realtor said. I'm actually agreeing with it, but you just have to understand the intricacies with each of these exit strategies that is going to go into play. Great question, my brother. Let's see. Next question comes from Kevin. What is the best way to do cold calling? Oh, let me give a couple of shout outs first before I answer that question. Devin, welcome to the broadcast. Let me get some questions from you, my brother. Camelo, welcome to the broadcast. Tavis, welcome to the broadcast, my friend. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Heart it up, like it up. Don't forget to share this actual stream while we're live right now. I want those comments down there. I want at least 50 questions on this actual sheet today. I want to answer everybody's question today. I'm not leaving until I answer everybody's question. Or not until it gets 9 o'clock. Actually, 10 o'clock. That's what time I have to leave. Anyway, the question is, what is the best way to do cold calling? Let me give you a little bit of history first and foremost. My company, Chucky by Lucky Houses, we do on average 8 to 12,000 cold calls per month. We have two VAs that's actually doing the cold calling. And we use a system called Mojo Dollar. Now, Mojo Dollar isn't cheap. It could run you anywhere from $99 a month as high as $199 a month, depending if you get a single line or a 3-line dollar. It's up to how or which system you choose to purchase. So, the way my team does it, and I broke this down on a previous broadcast, so I'll do it quickly today. The way we do it is that I have one VA making calls from 9 until 1, and I have the second VA making calls from 4 until 8. Now, here's a reason, or here's a method to my madness. You do not want to give a VA the task of making calls 8 hours a day. Think about it. The energy is not going to be there. What's going to suffer when the energy isn't there? Your deals, your productivity, your ability to get leads. So, based on my 30 years experience, based on my longevity in the business, when you're doing something like cold calling, do not have that person spend 8 hours making calls from you. 2, based on my experience, the best hours to make calls is from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. and then from 4 p.m. till 8 p.m. So now you're covering the whole day. You're covering the prime hours when people are off from work. And you're covering the prime hours for those individuals that work in the evening that's up in the morning. So those are the 2 prime periods that we are cold calling. Now, I give my cold callers a break on Sundays because it's just my business model. I don't believe in doing all the cold calling and stuff 7 days a week. For me, it's 6 days a week, Monday through Saturday. And we implement 6, or should I say 5 different scripts in my cold calling system. I have an expired listing script. I have a for sale by owner script. I have a probate script. I have an absentee owner script. And I also have a Craigslist scraping script. So where we just basically contact individuals that off the different sites. And each one of these scripts all have different verbiages on them. The actual scripts that I use in my business, I even handle objections, or should I say in my actual scripts, we actually have objections and the answering of those objections built inside of the actual script. So that when my VA is on the phone, and if they get a question like, well, why do you need my mortgage information? All they got to do is scroll down on the script and answer that question. Well, Mr. Jackson, the reason why we need your mortgage information is because we want to give you the highest price we can for your property. And you do want us to give you the highest price we can, don't you? Yes. Oh, and another reason why we do it, the information that I'm asking you for actually is on the actual website, on the internet. I can actually look it up online. It just may take me a couple hours. And I would prefer to spend the time making you an offer as opposed to trying to look up your actual mortgage balance. That's part of our script, how to handle objections. So, all of the above is what makes up my actual scripts in my actual cold calling system that I use in my business. So I hope that answered your question. I'm spending somewhere around, actually we are $5 an hour for my virtual assistants. And I'm also spending a total of $199 a month for my Mojo Dollar and so on. So that's pretty much our system that we're used for cold calling. Let's go over to Facebook and see what question we have. Good talk. How can I track down Valerie Scott for one of her courses? Tavis, I am currently working with Valerie right now as we speak. I will get you her information. Valerie and I are doing a lot this year. Stay tuned, guys. We got a lot coming out this year for you guys, for your consumption. Valerie is the short sale, wholesale real estate queen when it comes to what her specialty is. So keep that in mind. I will get that information over to you, Tavis, real soon. Let's see on Instagram. The next question is, let's see. Let's go off of the sheet. The next question is, what is the best app you like for driving for dollars? Great question. What is the best app I like for driving for dollars? Well, the app that I like the most that we use for driving for dollars is called Deal Machine. As a matter of fact, let me take you to the website. This is the actual website. It's called Deal Machine, and that's the app, dealmachine.com. And the price is $49 per month, and they also have a plan that's $199 a month. Now, what's the difference between the two plans? Well, let me tell you. First of all, what is Deal Machine app? The Deal Machine app is an app that you can download on your phone, and it has a heck of a lot of benefits. For example, you can drive in front of somebody's house, take a picture of that property, and open up that app, and the actual property address will show up. You pinpoint that property address in the app, and it will pull you all the actual information for that property. That's basically available in the tax assessment office. Now, you're not getting telephone number and you're not getting email address. It costs extra for that. I think it's somewhere between 99 cents to 80 cents per record. And that's kind of high. But for what we use it for the driving for dollars process, that's okay. We don't need to pull that information. And here's where the way my team is using it. I have what is known as the actual enterprise level. And this is it on the screen right now. Now, on the enterprise level, as you can see, I have an opportunity for unlimited property owner lookups. I have an opportunity for direct mail campaign. I have an opportunity, and here's the key, deal finders. I'm going to repeat that again. I have the opportunity to have unlimited deal finders. Let me tell you what that means. When you're dealing with the actual app, the Deal Machine app, you could actually, let's just use an example. You're walking, you're at a meetup, and you tell people that you are looking for deals. You can have them download the Deal Machine app on their phone, and you can bring them on as a deal finder. Listen to what I'm saying. You could bring that person on as a deal finder, and they will have the app and they can log in through your system. And every time they find a deal, they open the app, pin the right address, and then you'll get notification of this deal finder finding a deal. And then, of course, you'll also get the actual information for the actual property and so on. That's huge. Now you can have hundreds of house hunters, deal finders, bird doggers, whatever you want to call them, hundreds of them in any city, in any state, just having them download the app on their phone and then just basically go anytime they're out to identify a property they think would be a good opportunity for us to buy, for driving for dollars or whatever. And now they can get credit for that property. If you close on it, you can pay them for that information. That's how huge the deal finder strategy is for this app, Deal Machine. That alone may be worth enough for people to say, hey, I'm going to go ahead and get this. But it's powerful. So the app that we use is called Deal Machine. Once again, I love that app, but it doesn't have to be something that you guys use. It's just what we use with the driving for dollars technique that I told you guys. Next question is, what are some of the marketing people, and this question is from Brian, who are some of the marketing people that you study and that you look up to? I got quite a few guys. For those of you who don't know, I own a marketing company, and that company is called Page One Success. And we work with a lot of real estate investors and other companies around the country, helping them build their marketing plans and so on. And a lot of them as household names. Individuals like Michael Green, Marcel Humphrey, Mark Whitten, Brittany Calloway, Nicole Amundsen, Valerie Scott, the director of housing for Maryland, Ray Skinner. All these individuals are individuals that my brain, my marketing company has helped grow their businesses through marketing strategies that I've taught them, marketing strategies that I help them execute, marketing strategies that I put into effect in their business. So, some of the individuals that I've worked with, that I've learned from over the years, and this is going to be a short list, but it's really longer than this. Individuals like Ryan Dice of Digital Marketing Lab. Ryan Dice is fantastic. He has a lot of great information, especially when it comes to content marketing and when it comes to what you would call business funnels, when it comes to building your brand. Ryan Dice is probably the top one out there of what I'm studying or what I've studied over the years. Russell Brunson of ClickFunnels fame. I love the stuff Russell's been doing. As a matter of fact, I've been part of a mastermind with Russell several years ago, before ClickFunnels actually came out. So I've been familiar and working and following with Russell years ago. Todd Brown, he's really into email marketing. This guy is a genius when it comes to marketing emails and so on. And I love exactly what he's doing with that. Now, let me go back to Ryan. For everybody out there that wants to learn conversion, wants to learn the key to email marketing and conversion, Ryan has a course that came out a few years ago called The Machine. It's priceless. It's not dated because the information that he had in The Machine, which was about 3-4 years ago, is still relevant today. So Ryan has some fantastic information. Yannick Silva. Yannick is here in Maryland. He has the Learn Center. Fantastic marketer. This guy knows it all when it comes to email marketing. He has a fantastic personality. He's a giver back. Yannick Silva here in Maryland. Look up the Learn Center. I believe it's in Silver Spring, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong, but it's definitely Yannick Silva. Jim Edwards. Guy that's very well known in the business. Very familiar in regards to copywriting. Jim is also up with funnels as well. So those are the individuals that over the years I've had the opportunity to study from, to learn from, and a couple of them I've even had the opportunity to be in masterminds with. So Dustin Matthews is another one. He's out of California right now. Dustin is a genius when it comes to creating a business with actual business speaking and so on. So those are individuals that I am very, very fortunate to have learned from and to have worked with. Next question comes from Manny. I'm brand new to real estate. Is there any such thing as, well, the Manny question is, I'm brand new to real estate. Where do I begin? And that's a very good question because a lot of people ask that question, where do I begin in this business? And it's not an easy question to answer because I'm going to say something that a lot of people don't like to hear. And that something is, it depends. And here's what I mean by that. I always say that you want real estate to do whatever you want it to do for you. So in other words, if you want to make quick cash, you got to choose a strategy for that. If you want to do generational wealth, there's a strategy for that. If you want to make large lump sums of income, there's a strategy for that. So think in terms of exactly what is your current financial situation. And then pick that strategy, choose that strategy along with the right personality, choose that strategy that is going to be best suited for you and your current financial situation. Because if you don't, if you choose the wrong strategy, for example, if you choose wholesaling because you want to make money 10 years from now, I'm going to tell you right now, you're going to be doing wholesaling for the next 10 years because wholesaling is nothing more than putting and holding a job. So as long as you're wholesaling, you will be making money. Or should I say, as long as you're wholesaling right, you'll be making money. However, the minute you stop wholesaling, the minute you take a week off, 2 weeks off, 3 weeks off, 4 weeks off, your business stops working. Now, you could have systems and tools in place, but you're still succumbed to that reality that if I stop doing wholesale deals, I will not have any money. That's a harsh reality. So pick the strategy that's based on one, what you need real estate investing to do for you immediately, or your actual need may not be an immediate need. And so therefore you'll find a strategy that executes that approach. But there's a number of ways in which you can make money, and stop thinking and stop looking at all the gurus out there telling you you should wholesale or you should rehab or you should buy and hold. There are literally two hands full of different strategies, from tenant placement, from guaranteed rent, to master leasing, to commercial investing, to mobile home parks, to self-storage facilities. There are a number of strategies out there that work. I believe with all that's in this big head of mine, I believe you should be a transaction engineer. And that's somebody that has the fortitude to make money on any kind of deal that comes in their direction. Now, I'm not saying that you should know 15 different strategies, but what I am saying is this. You should have access to 15 different profit centers so that when that strategy comes along, if you've already mastered wholesaling, you can send that other strategy to somebody else and make a profit off of it. That's what's called being a transaction engineer. Sure, you could know the strategy and execute it yourself. But when you're brand new in the business, you don't need to know the strategy. You just need to know who to go to that is doing the strategy, send it to that person, and make a profit off of it. That's what I believe. And we all know the mad scientist knows it all. No. I'm kidding, guys. I'm kidding. I'm just kidding. But my wife would say I'm not. Okay. Let's see if we got any other questions out there. Let's see. It's cool. Okay. That person, we already answered that person on Instagram. To do a full rehab, should it be a home for rent or to purchase it, or should it be a home to sell as less as possible? Let me see if I understand this question again. It says to do a rehab, should it be a home for rent or to purchase? Doesn't matter asking, because I hear you say like it's been less as possible. Okay, I've already answered that question. Next question comes from Ray. Ray wants to know, can you wholesale properties that are on the MLS? Great question, Ray. And a lot of people believe really that you can't. And that's not true at all. In fact, I'm going to be the first person to tell you, second person or third person to tell you, absolutely you can. And it can be one of the most profitable ways, another ways in which you can execute deals. So yes, you can wholesale properties that's on the MLS, provided, and here's the key, provided you have the system in place to do so. Now, there's a number of ways in which you can execute this. So what do I mean by a number of ways to execute it? One, you can do what's called an assignment of an LLC assignment. In other words, you put the property underneath of contract with an LLC and you assign your LLC to your end buyer. Number two, you can do what's called a trust close. Same principle. You put the property in a trust, or should I say you put the property in the name of your trust, and then you assign the beneficiary interest of that trust to your end buyer. Now, each of those strategies has plus and minuses. Here's the plus and minuses. Number one, the LLC assignment is pretty well known. Some people may look at you and say, I know what you're trying to do. Does it happen often? No, it doesn't. It doesn't. The other aspect of that deal that may give you a little bit of trepidation in doing it is this. You may have a situation where it may be a little difficult, although it's not as difficult than using a trust close, but it may be a little bit difficult finding somebody that's willing to take over that LLC if you're going to do the LLC close. Now, why is that? Why? Because some people feel as though if they're taking over LLC, there may be a lot of issues with that LLC. Well, the way you calm that person down is letting the person know that the LLC is no more than a couple of weeks old, and they don't have to worry about any issues that may have been planted with that LLC because it's just not there. So, those are the two main ways in which you can wholesale deals that are on the MLS. One is by the LLC close. Two is by the trust close. Both have their benefits. Both have their issues. It's just a matter of you choosing which one is the best with you. I recommend you guys using attorneys when you're doing these type of closes, or title companies that are familiar with this process. My attorney that does this with his eyes closed is my man Brian Gormley. He's my real estate attorney, handles all of our transactions. He also has a title company that he works with as well. Larry, basketball, Drew Hill Park, Lightner. Welcome to the broadcast, my brother. I love what you're doing on Facebook. Keep it up, my friend. Now, is there any other questions out there? Remember, if you have questions and you want to submit them to a future broadcast, all you have to do is head on over to Charles at realdealmeetup.com. That's Charles at realdealmeetup.com. And I will add those questions to my little yellow pad and make sure they get answered on the next broadcast. Hey guys, if you are really getting good content from this broadcast, from each and every one of you, I want you to heart it up. I want you to like it up. I want you to wow it up. I want to see all of that right now. Everybody at once. Let me see those hearts. Let me see those likes. Let me see those smiley faces. Let me see those wows right now. Now, next question up is, how do you find rental properties? Or should I say, and this came from George, what is the best way to find rental properties? Now, I'm going to tell you right now, the best way, oh man, thank you guys. I appreciate the love. The best way to find rental properties, and I'm going to give you two of them. Two ways to find them. One, I love going to the courthouse and get or grab the failure to pay rent notices. Now, what is the failure to pay rent notices? Those are notices that is placed in the actual court system that landlords file to evict tenants. And you can actually go down to rent court, I believe it's 501 Fayette Street, and pull these notices and actually write down the landlord's name, telephone number, and contact that landlord for opportunities to see if the landlord, one, and here's a different exit strategies you can execute. One, if they are looking to sell. Two, if they decide to evict the person, would they let you do tenant placement and do tenant placement for that property? Three, would they be interested in letting you execute the rent to own strategy for that property? So that one approach, that one secret sauce, going to rent court, is a great way to get deals. An excellent way to get deals. Now here's another way. Number two, absentee owners that own properties that are 50% equity or more. I'm going to say it again. Absentee owners that own property in your favorite zip codes that have equity of 50% or more. Another great opportunity for you to get rental properties. So, let's look at another way to get rental properties. A lot of people don't understand that not all marketing has to cost you a arm and a leg. Look at all the opportunities that are on the different, what we call directory sites. Now, what's a directory site? A directory site is a site that allows a person to post their property, such as Zillow, Craigslist, and so on. So on these directory sites, you have individuals that have houses for rent. That means the property is vacant. Might that person be interested in selling it if the property is rented for a long period, is vacant for a long period of time? Might that person be interested in your tenant placement service? Might that person be interested in doing a rent to own? Might that person be interested in letting you do master leasing of that property? There's so much opportunities out there. And most of the time, the opportunities that are out there are being overlooked as opportunities that may or may not work, which is false. All these marketing exercises or all these marketing strategies work. The question is, are you working them with the right person at the right time? In marketing, we call it market to message match. That's the key. Is your marketing approach matching the message that you need in order to match the target result that you're looking for? Market to message match. It's that simple. Now, next question is, Charles, what is the best way to find deals when you're dealing in hot markets? I'm currently in Washington, D.C., and this comes from Claudia. I'm going to give you a couple ways that I'm going to give you the best way that we do it. There's a couple opportunities here, but I'm going to give you the best way that we are finding deals in hot market. I'm going to go over here and show you guys on the actual monitor. Now, it's going to surprise you because this strategy, I think this year alone, we've gotten, and I'm talking about the Maryland, D.C., Virginia region, we've gotten about 5 deals, several deals that was tenant placement, as well as deals where we took over payments, all from this one strategy. And when I show it to you, you're going to say, man, why didn't I think of that? Check it out. This is what I called my VIP wholesaler bird dog sellers funnel. Now, what that does is we are posting links all over the internet, on our YouTube videos, Facebook posts, meetup groups, business cards, and so on. And we're telling individuals, not just wholesalers, keep that in mind. This isn't just for wholesalers. This is also for house hunters, bird doggers, house hustlers, whatever you want to call them. We're telling individuals, hey, if you come across any deals, any opportunities, go to my website, chuckypaysmore.com. That's exactly what we have right here. That's the page, chuckypaysmore.com. And send me those deals, and we'll pay you top dollar. I'll say it again. We'll pay you top dollar for your deals. So here's what happens. When the person goes to the website, all they have to do is click on the green button. And once they click on the green button, it takes them up to the next page. And the next page is going to break down exactly all the questions we need from that person, where we're actually getting all of the actual information for the leads. So this is the form that they see. They'll submit this actual form to my company. It automatically goes into my Podio account, and then my actual lead acquisition individuals or my lead acquisition people will start contacting these wholesalers and these house hunters and either close the deals by buying the properties, or either joint venture with them, or either get an opportunity to work with the house hunters to follow up on the actual deals and get deals. This is huge. You can have this whole system developed, just the whole process that we have developed here, for less than a couple $100. And it will pay off 10, 20, 30 times the value. That's how we're doing it. I'm going to say it again. That's exactly how we are getting deals in hot markets. Because it's called OPM, not other people money, but other people marketing. OPT, other people time. OPE, other people expenses. That's how you capitalize in this business. That's how you not spend all your money on crap that's not working. Let other people use other people's time, expenses, and marketing to find you opportunities. You are not a wholesaler. You are not a rehabber. You are not a buy and hold investor. You are not a subject to guy. You are not a landlord. You are not a commercial investor. You are a marketer. And if you understand and learn marketing, you and your family will never go broke. So start embracing the marketing guy in you.
Can you dig it?
That's all I'm saying. You can be the best in your business, not by doing deals, but by being the best marketer, which is going to translate to opportunities, which is going to translate to profits. It's that simple. It really is that simple. Thank you for those hearts, guys. I'm really, really loving it. Oh, my goodness. Gwen, welcome to the broadcast. Latresa, Lurie, Tavis, Brian, Phil, Carmelo, Desmond, all you guys, thank you for the broadcast. The hour has gone by so far. For all my people that's on Twitch, thank you for being on this broadcast. Periscope, thank you for being on the broadcast. Instagram, thank you. Facebook, thank you. YouTube, thank you. Man, this hour has gone by so fast. And my people on YouTube, I didn't forget about you. One of the questions is, as a matter of fact, hey, if you guys want me to continue, because I don't have to stop at 9. I don't have to stop right now. Usually I stop at 10 o'clock. If you want me to continue, put in the comment section, yes, Charles, I want you to continue. And I'll continue to answer some more questions. I'll continue to give you some more information. So in the comment section, if you want me to continue, type in there, yes, Charles, we want you to continue. Okay, I'm getting it. I'm getting the information. Okay, I'm going to continue. We got a question right now. Tanya says, good morning from YouTube. Kimberly, good morning. Thank you for being on the broadcast. Kimberly, thank you. I need quick cash and will evolve into generational wealth. Kimberly, I agree with you 100%. That's going to be the way to go. Absolutely. Start off with what you need and then evolve that actual process to what you want it to do. Let's see. Terrell Dolly, wow, thank you very much. Kimberly, again, thank you. Terrence says, yes, I am a marketer. Let's see. Aaron says, yes, Charles, we want you to continue. Thank you, Aaron. I appreciate it, my man. Yes, Charles. Jason says, yes, continue. Please continue. I'm going to continue, but I need some more questions from you guys. So question it up. I got some more right here on the sheet. I think I got a couple more left on my actual sheet. Remember, if you have any questions, as always, if you have any questions, put them in the comment section below, and I will definitely get them to you. Oh, I know what I forgot to tell you guys. Man, I forgot to tell you something. As a matter of fact, I'm going to show you something right now. Now, I hope you guys could see. Let me make sure I got the right camera on. This is my actual. This is the camera. This is. I'm trying to show you guys the actual Alexa skill. It's actually my Alexa box that I have right here on my desk.
I don't understand. Say help to hear all of the options.
That's Alexa talking. Now, watch this. I want to introduce you guys to our new skill that's on Alexa. And here's what it is. Alexa, play Learn Real Estate Investing Question Q&A podcast. That's it.
I don't understand. Say help to hear all of the options.
So, when you ask Alexa to play the Learn Real Estate Investing podcast Q&A, you'll hear all the actual podcast messages, or I should say all the actual recordings that we've done on this podcast. So the actual skill or the actual podcast is called Learn Real Estate Investing Q&A Podcast. And we have it already in the Alexa channel. And for those of you that is using Amazon Echo of devices, you can actually hear these rebroadcasts of these Q&A sessions on Alexa. Now, let's see what we got going on here. The next question that came up is, let's see. What is the best way to do a subject to deal? What is the best way to do a subject to deal? I'm going to tell you the way that we do subject to deals. And it's not any big secret to it. And when I say we, I mean my company and a lot of my mastermind students and stuff. I don't believe in holding subject to or a subject to deal for a long period of time. As a matter of fact, I believe in getting in and out as quickly as possible. And what I mean by as quickly as possible, I'm talking about I don't want to hold a property subject to for no more than 6 months. First, okay, I know what you're probably asking. Well, first of all, Charles, what is a subject to? A subject to is when you take over the property by making the mortgage payments. Hence the word subject to. Now, there's a lot more involved in it, but I'm just going to give you the 5-foot view of it. Think in terms of taking over properties by making a mortgage payment by way of a trust. And being named beneficiary interest of the trust, or the assignment, or what they call assignment of beneficiary interest of a trust. That's what we mean when we say subject to. Now, I don't want to do that for longer than 6 months. And here's the reason why. The way I get into subject to deals is I take over the property by way of subject to, so I don't have to worry about coming with a loan to buy the house. Then I rehab the house and sell it and get out of the subject to. To me, that is the best way to get in and out of the deal. Take it over. 6 months, whole time, sell it, recoup your money, wash, rinse, and repeat, and you're out of it. That's it. That is, in my opinion, the best way to do subject tos. Now, does it work? Absolutely it works. Now, why do I not like doing subject tos for a long period of time? I'll tell you why. The reason why I don't like doing it is because anything could happen with that owner in regards to what happenings in their financial situation. I could get a lien on the property. I could get other issues. I could get other problems with long-term holding of a subject to 4 or 5 years. The person could file bankruptcy 5 years from now. All of that will have an effect on my subject to situation. So that's why I believe getting in and getting out. That's it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Last question for today comes from Jason. Charles, how do you market your ChuckyPaysMore.com website? Jason, that's very easy, my friend. I'm marketing on Facebook. I'm marketing in meetup groups. I'm marketing it on my business cards with the name Chucky Pays More. Want top dollar for your deals. I'm marketing when I go into the different REIAs. I'm marketing it on Craigslist. I'm marketing it everywhere I'm able to put a link, to put the video, to actually put my information. I'm marketing all those places. I hope that answers your questions. And I want to thank each and every one of you. I want to thank my people from YouTube, Teddy, Jason, Terrain, Andre. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love the comments. Thank you guys very, very much for being on here. All of my people on Facebook, thank you for being on the actual broadcast. Tavis, Phil, Desmond, Devin, Fernando, thank you, thank you. Gerard, Minion, all you guys, thank you for being on the broadcast. All my people from Instagram. We got Rodney, Big Brother. We got Laney. We got B Hill. Thank you, thank you, thank you for being on the broadcast. This is Charles Blair, the Mad Scientist, signing out. And I'll see you on the next Get Your Questions Answered. Charles Blair, the Mad Scientist. Bye-bye.